Guys, welcome back to our learning session. So for today, we are going to continue with our discussion on the theory of demand, right? So we are going to look at what is meant by an exceptional demand, and then on top of that, we are going to discuss on the determinants of demand, and secondly, what is the differences between changes in demand and changes in quantity demanded, and last but not least, we are going to discuss on the price elasticity of demand. So let's get started. Remember that we had previously discussed on three types of demand in the previous topic or module, which consists of composite demand, and secondly we have derived demand, and last but not least we have cross demand, right? On top of these three types of demand, we have one more that we need to discuss, which known as an exceptional demand. So the question here is, what is an exceptional demand? An exceptional demand is basically a demand which works in contrast to the conventional way of how law of demand works. So remember what is the law of demand, and exceptional demand is basically the contrast of what you have understood previously, right? So in this particular module or chapter, I will explain each of the exception for a better understanding on what is an exceptional demand. Right, the following goods in general work in contrast with the law of demand, right? Remember, when the price goes up, the quantity goes up. But under these special circumstances, it works in contrast to the law of demand. Firstly, when it involves given goods, or it is also known as inferior goods, right? According to this person, Sir Robert Giffen, in 19th century, the less fortunate people will spend major portion of their income on staple item. So what is staple item? Staple item for Malaysian or Asian is, as instant, rice. As for the Westerner, it may be something different such as bread or potatoes, right? When the price of this staple food increase, the less fortunate people will spend their major portion of income to buy this staple food, because at least this item can get them to feel full, right? However, if the price of this item decrease, they wouldn't buy more of this item, as now they have an extra income to buy other item to include in their dietary. Maybe they can buy meat as instant. Can you understand that? Right. Secondly, we have what we call as status or symbol good. Basically, item or commodities fall under this category, such as expensive cars, watches, diamonds. They are also known as prestige goods, which means it does not follow the conventional way of how the law of demand works. The higher the price of these commodity or items, the greater it is the utility and the higher the prestige value for the society. Well, basically, people purchase this expensive commodity or expensive item to reflect the prestige value, especially for the buyer, right? Let's say the price of these prestige commodities goes down. Let's say the watches, the prices of expensive watches goes down. Consequently, it might lose out the prestige value, so the demand for this good will decrease. As such, the rules for this particular commodity is, when the price goes down, the demand for the product will subsequently goes down. When the price goes up, the demand for this particular product will rise. Well, another exception is that this particular law of demand is also not applicable in condition when the market or commodities are prone to speculation situation. This is due to the fact that people has the perception that the price will further increase in the future. Well, when the speculation situation happen, people will go on purchasing more and more of that particular item or commodity. As such, the increase or rise in the price of commodity may not cause any reduction in demand for that particular commodity or item. Right. I give you an example. This can be clearly visible in the housing sector. Well, one of the advice that you may get um, once you have graduated or once you have started your career is that buy now, buy the house now, cause the price of the house may further increase in the future. Because of that speculation aspect or situation, um, people will keep on buying housing even though although the price keep on increasing, right? Clearly, housing sector does not follow the conventional way of how the law of demand works. Well, in addition to that, another exception would be when there is an emergency situation involving abnormal situations such as war, inflation, or pandemic. The closest example that us currently experiencing would be the COVID-19 pandemic situation, right? When Malaysia government announced MCO in March and when the COVID-19 strike globally, you can see that the demand for the face mask and hand sanitizer escalate abruptly, right? People are willing to pay for a higher price to buy these face masks and hand sanitizer. As such, it can be clearly seen that during the abnormal situation, the law of demand is clearly not applicable. Well, I think I pretty much covered the explanation for the exceptional demand for this topic. So we shall continue with the other component that I have previously stated in the earlier slide in the following video. For that, I thank you for listening, for not sleeping, and for your attention. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.